Do you remember the first lawnmower you ever used? It was a long time ago, but I do recall it looked something like the one you're looking at now. What I remember the most about it was that it was simple and very reliable. However, it could have performed just a bit better. But then again, I didn't know what was going on back then. However, looking back, I am glad for the experience. But I do have to wonder, would it have been a better experience if it had self-propel? So in today's video, we're going to be looking at this simple lawnmower, and to be honest, it could be any simple mower from any of the brands. We're mainly going to be talking about the advantages of a simple mower over a more expensive and complicated one, but it goes much further than just that. So I don't recall exactly how old I was, but if I had to guess, I'd say I was about 11 or 12 when I first started mowing the lawn. It wasn't hard to do, but whenever the mower got to the lateral lines in the yard, that's when things got tough. Of course, the main difference, in my opinion, of a simple mower to a complicated one is the lack of self-propel. Now, if you never thought about it, there are a lot of components to the drive system. It typically consists of the transmission and the drive shafts, the belt, the pulley, the gears, and the cable and lever to activate it. That's a lot more complexity to not only maintain, but also pay for. So yes, you are paying for all those components we just mentioned, but most times the engine needed for the system is also more expensive too. What you're going to find most times is that the engine used on the mower with self-propel will have a larger diameter shaft on them. That's why you have to be careful when swapping engines from one mower to another. You have to make sure the shaft sizes are the same. So if you were to swap an engine that didn't come from a mower with self-propel, what you would find is that the pulley for the drive belt would be too big for that crankshaft. Now there are ways you can make it work, but it could get messy, not to mention a little expensive. The reason why is because you could buy an adapter to make the pulley fit or swap the crankshafts, but that would be uncommon. So I have seen mowers that had self-propel that had the smaller crankshafts, but that was very rare. So besides the extra cost for the self-propel system, there's also the associated weight with the extra parts. Now you're not going to notice all that extra weight while using the mower, but if you were moving the mower around while it's off or picking it up to transport it, then you're going to notice it. So I've been told that self-propel mowers weigh a lot more than their push mower versions. And obviously this is true, however the transmission and the other parts don't weigh that much more, so where's all the extra weight from? Now to get a better idea, I think you need to look at the mower from top to bottom. So as we stated before, the engine might weigh just a little bit more, not to mention the wheels may also be bigger in comparison to the push mower version. So if you were to add up all the small differences, you could end up with an additional 10 to 20 more pounds depending upon how robust the parts are. Now I'm only guessing, but I think the self-propel versions weigh about 25 to 35% more than their push mower versions. That may not sound like a lot, but on a hot day in summer, it could mean a trip to the hospital. Now of course, with a good working self-propel, you're not going to notice all that extra weight. But if that complex drive system should fail and you're having to use it as a push mower, I just hope the hospital isn't too far away. Of course, on a simple push mower, you don't have to worry about maintaining the drive system, so that's a huge plus for it. But not only that, because they are a lot lighter, they're easier to push around and use. So have I convinced you yet to get a simple push mower over a self-propelled one? Well, you might want to hold off for just a bit longer. Just because your mower is not going to weigh 90 pounds since you chose to get the simple version, it's still going to weigh 65 pounds. And from the last time I tried pushing around 65 pounds for about an hour or so, it could still put a toll on your body. And depending on your age, it could cause you to have a rough evening and maybe even a rough week too. Just keep this in mind. If you've never spent time in a hospital bed and you're still young and healthy, well, enjoy it while you still can. Now just to let you know, most all the senior citizens that live in my neighborhood who still mow their own lawns choose to use a self-propelled mower. But why? If I had to guess, I'd say it's because the drive system helps more than it hurts them. And to be honest, I feel the same way. Before mowing, I'll choose the heavier self-propelled mowers over the simple lighter ones. And I hate to admit it, but the self-propel is more helpful than you would think, especially if it's a good rear-wheel drive model. The reason why is because front-wheel drive models seem to assist with pushing a mower since the drive wheels have less traction, while the rear-wheel drive ones seem to have a lot more traction and will basically pull you along, which is helpful. However, there is a huge drawback to having a mower with too much traction, and that's too much speed. So how is that a drawback? Simple. If you aren't able to adjust the speed of the self-propel, and it's basically a single speed, it might be too fast for you to keep up with it. So for those of you who have not experienced a sports injury, even months later after recovery, you may not be 100%. Which means walking quickly behind a mower on a lawn that's not a putting green can be difficult. The same thing happens when you get a little bit older. Your walking pace behind the mower might slow down just a little bit, so having a multi-speed self-propel is essential. However, you don't have to worry about your speed when using a simple push mower, but then again, your body might not like it. Now I know I'm using a lot of less than ideal experiences to make this case, but it's also a fact of life that you may not have dealt with, but don't worry, you will. So it's settled then, right? We should all get self-propelled mowers because it's more beneficial. Well, not so fast. That's because with the complexity of all those extra parts for the drive system means a lot more to worry about braking. So we did mention most all the parts for the drive system earlier, which were the pulley, the belt, transmission, gears, the drive wheels, and of course the cable and lever. And if it wasn't obvious, if any one of these parts should fail or doesn't work as it should, then the drive system may not work well or not at all. Now, for example, the cable doesn't have to break for it not to activate the drive. The cable could also get sticky and not move as far as it should. The same goes for the drive belt. It may not be broken, but it could be worn down to a point where it doesn't grip the pulley like it should. And as rare as it sounds, but the pulley itself could also wear to a point where it needs to be replaced. I'm not going to go too much further into the problems, but each single part could break down to a point causing problems for the entire system. And of course, you did pay a lot of money in comparison to a simple push mower, so you're going to want to fix the drive system when it does fail, but at what cost? Now I do have to admit, besides the transmission, the other parts of the system aren't terribly expensive, but they're also not that cheap either. You're also going to hope that only one single part needs to be replaced and not any more because the cost will only increase after that. There's also the question when it comes to repairing the drive system, and that is, who's going to do it, you or someone else? Of course, if you're going to do it, the cost is going to be low, but if you're having to pay someone else, hopefully you have a lot of extra money just lying around then. Paying someone else to do the job for you is the best way to make sure it's going to be done well. However, paying for someone else's time and knowledge does come at a premium, so be ready with your wallet. This of course extends to all parts of your life, so hopefully you already knew that, but if you didn't, sorry to break it to you. Now for someone who doesn't have a lot of extra money lying around, they're more likely to try and fix it themselves. And with platforms like this one and others to use, they're more likely to be successful. However, don't be afraid to ask for help. So which mower should you get? Well, that's easy, the one you could afford. And because the self-propel mowers are typically more expensive to buy, most would choose to get the simple push mower instead. But because of the terrain of your property, or for health issues, or even because of all the ads out there, some might choose to go with the more expensive option. Now your needs are not going to be the same as your friends or neighbors, so make sure you make a good choice. So it is unfortunate, but I have seen those buy only what they can afford when they probably should have bought a mower with self-propel. But then again, who knows what kind of financial problems they're having to deal with, so I'm sure they made the right choice. Now if it came down to it, I guess I could sell off my mower collection and keep a simple push mower instead. However, I've been quite spoiled with using one with a great self-propel, so it's going to be a tough call. But the one thing I don't want to have happen is sell off everything else and keep the more expensive and heavier self-propel mower only for the system to fail. Because if that does happen, I'll have to use a very heavy self-propelled mower as a push mower, which is not fun to do. If that does happen, you could take out the transmission to reduce any resistance from it. But an easier way would be to swap the wheels around so the gears aren't making contact. That's because with the non-driven wheels on the drive axles, the gears won't turn the transmission. However, it really depends on what kind of setup it has. That is a recommendation, but you are free to make your own choice as to what to do. So if I could go back in time, would I change that cheap simple push mower to a more complicated and heavier self-propelled one? That's a tough call. So I would like to say yes to that question, but I'm afraid it would have been tougher for a 12-year-old me to have used it. So because of that, I think I'm okay with my first mower being a simple push mower. So my question is, which mower would you like to use, a simple push mower or a self-propelled one? Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your time here. Please feel free to ask me any questions about this project or about your own projects, and I hope to see you in the next video.